The invincible reptilian invaders. The vast emptiness of space was suddenly disturbed by the approach of the Kroth warships. Captain Alit, the feared leader of the Kroth Empire, stood confidently at the helm of his flagship, his scales shimmering in the dim light of the command deck. His fleet, comprising 100 formidable ships armed with plasma cannons, was on a direct course to Sol, the human star system. His heart beat with the thrill of the hunt. After all, the Kroth were known across the galaxy for their predatory prowess. As the Kroth ships entered the system, the sight that greeted them was far from what Alit had anticipated. The humans had expanded beyond their home planet, establishing colonies on several moons and planets. Their technology, though initially underestimated, was more advanced than the Kroth's intelligence reports had suggested. Alit's confidence wavered slightly, but was quickly masked by a scowl. It seemed his prey was more formidable than expected. The Kroth warships descended upon the human colonies like a swarm of locusts, their plasma cannons primed to unleash devastation. Alit's lieutenant, Oret, observed the tactical display with a menacing grin. He anticipated an easy victory, expecting the primitive humans to flee in terror. However, as the first plasma bolts struck the surface, the unexpected happened. The humans fought back with an intensity that startled the Kroth. The initial assault saw human defenders retaliating with surprising ferocity. The plasma bolts from the Kroth ships were met with a barrage of missiles from hidden orbital defense stations. Human fighter craft weaved through the chaos, intercepting incoming attacks and striking back with precision. Oret's confidence began to wane as reports of mounting casualties reached him. His voice trembled with fear as he relayed the situation to Alit. "Commander, their guns are cutting through our shields with ease." Alit's claws dug into the arms of his command chair as he growled in frustration. The humans, though technologically inferior, were proving to be exceptionally adept at using their resources creatively. Alit saw a human fighter craft crash into a Kroth frigate, causing a massive explosion that took both ships out of the battle. "Tell the troops to land," Alit ordered. "We'll crush them up close." The Kroth ground forces landed on the human colonies, prepared for hand-to-hand combat. They faced a new kind of resistance, humans armed with powerful weapons and a fierce determination. Marines in powered armor clashed with Kroth warriors, while snipers picked off Kroth leaders with pinpoint accuracy. The intensity of the battle was unlike anything Alit had anticipated. Despite their best efforts, the Kroth were being pushed back. Alit's frustration grew as he realized the humans were more than just a simple primitive species. They were resourceful, cunning, and surprisingly resilient. In an attempt to understand their strength, Alit ordered his troops to capture human prisoners for interrogation. The Kroth managed to capture a group of human soldiers, including a leader named Lieutenant Marcus Reeves. Alit's entrance into the prisoner's cell was imposing. Reeves, undeterred by Alit's intimidating presence, maintained a defiant stance. "My name is Lieutenant Marcus Reeves, and I serve with the United Earth Armed Forces. That's all I have to say." Oret's laugh was filled with contempt. He leaned in close to Reeves, hissing, "You'll tell me everything, ape. Your strategies, tools, and weaknesses, or I will make you suffer like no creature has ever suffered before." Reeves merely laughed, his defiance unwavering. "We don't bow down to invaders. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. You'll regret provoking us." The other prisoners joined in, taunting the Kroth guards. Oret's anger reached a boiling point, and he roared, "Kill them all." As the guards led the prisoners away, Reeves tapped a hidden gadget behind his ear, sending a distress signal to Earth. Alit's senses were on high alert as he realized the gravity of the situation. The initial attack had resulted in far more casualties than expected. The humans were not just a new species, they were a formidable adversary. Determined not to underestimate them again, Alit prepared for a full-scale invasion of the human homeworld. As the Kroth fleet prepared for their next move, alarms blared on the bridge. Sensors detected a barrage of incoming missiles, and the ship's shields struggled to withstand the assault. Red warning lights flashed as the Kroth warships were battered by powerful energy beams from the surface. The humans had more advanced weaponry than anticipated, and the Kroth fleet was in serious jeopardy. The human resilience. With the Kroth fleet struggling against the unexpected human defenses, Captain Alit knew he needed a new strategy. As the warships were pummeled by energy beams from the surface, Alit's frustration grew. His previous overconfidence had been shattered by the humans' resilience and advanced technology. On the ground, the battle intensified. The Kroth soldiers advanced through human cities, their plasma weapons wreaking havoc. But the humans were ready. They employed guerrilla tactics, striking swiftly from hidden positions and retreating before the Kroth could counterattack. Soldiers in powered armor leaped from building to building, evading the Kroth's attacks with agility and precision. Despite their superior numbers and firepower, the Kroth were being outmaneuvered at every turn. Human drones dropped explosives on Kroth-held areas, causing chaos and confusion. The Kroth's own technology was turned against them as their systems were hacked and used against their creators. Alit's anger and frustration grew as he watched his forces being systematically dismantled. In the midst of this turmoil, Alit received a disturbing message from the Kroth homeworld. The Kroth High Council was under attack by a fleet of human warships. The humans had taken the fight to the Kroth's own territory, a move Alit had not anticipated. The message revealed that the human fleet, commanded by Admiral Isaac Novak, was equipped with the same advanced weapons that had devastated the Kroth fleet. Alit's claws dug into his command chair as he listened to the panicked reports from the High Council. The humans were not only defending their homeworld, but had launched a full-scale counteroffensive against the Kroth Empire. The once feared predators were now facing a serious threat to their own survival. Faced with the possibility of the Kroth Empire being overrun, Alit made a fateful decision. He ordered his fleet to retreat from Earth and return to defend their homeworld. As the Kroth ships made their way back to the Kroth system, Alit couldn't shake the feeling that the humans had set a trap. The situation was dire, and the Kroth's ability to hold their own territory was in question. Upon reaching the Kroth system, Alit's fears were confirmed. The human fleet had blockaded the system, cutting off any chance of reinforcements or escape. The sleek and deadly human warships surrounded the Kroth fleet, trapping them in a deadly pincer. Alit's mind raced as he considered their options. The humans had outwitted the Kroth at every turn, and now they were poised to deliver the final blow. A message from Admiral Novak appeared on the main screen of Alit's flagship. The human commander's calm, confident demeanor contrasted sharply with the chaos that surrounded the Kroth fleet. "Commander Alit," Novak began, "you were unable to conquer our world, and now we have the upper hand. I demand your immediate surrender." Alit's claws clenched the arms of his chair as he listened to Novak's demands. The Kroth Empire, once the most feared predators in the galaxy, was now on the brink of annihilation. Alit's pride was wounded, but he knew he had little choice. The human admiral's words rang with authority and determination. In a moment of desperation, Alit issued a challenge to Novak. "I challenge you to a duel in the style of ancient Kroth tradition. Let our combat decide the fate of our species." Novak's eyes narrowed in surprise before his expression hardened with resolve. "Very well, Commander Alit. We will meet on the neutral planet of Sorrows. Come alone and unarmed, and we will settle this as true warriors." As the transmission ended, Alit's crew erupted in disbelief and concern. One of his officers voiced the general sentiment: "Commander, this could be a trap. The humans might be trying to deceive us." Alit silenced the dissent with a fierce glare. "I am a Kroth warrior. I will face this challenge and prove our strength. Prepare for the duel." The Kroth fleet made its way to Sorrows, the neutral planet chosen for the final confrontation. Alit steeled himself for the battle that would determine the fate of his people. As the Kroth forces landed on the barren surface, they found the arena eerily empty, with only red sand and jagged rocks stretching as far as the eye could see. In the midst of this desolation stood Admiral Novak, clad in a combat suit that seemed perfectly tailored for the harsh environment. His stance was calm and confident, a stark contrast to Alit's growing sense of unease. The duel was about to begin, and the outcome would decide the fate of both their peoples. The Duel of Destiny. The barren surface of Sorrows was the stage for a battle that would shape the future of the galaxy. Captain Alit, his scales gleaming under the sickly green sky, approached Admiral Novak with a mixture of resolve and trepidation. The duel was an ancient Croth tradition, a test of strength and honor, but it was also a gamble. Alit knew that his people's fate rested on the outcome of this confrontation. Admiral Novak stood at the center of the arena, his gaze steady and unyielding. He was equipped with a combat suit designed for both agility and protection. As Alit advanced, Novak's voice rang out across the empty expanse. "Commander Alit, I hope you are ready to meet your fate. The honor of your people and our own survival high in the balance." Alit's response was a low growl, his claws flexing in anticipation. "I am ready. Let this duel determine the future of our peoples." The two combatants faced each other, and the ground trembled with the intensity of their mutual determination. Alit's Croth warriors watched from the periphery, their eyes fixed on the duel with a mix of hope and dread. Novak's human soldiers were also present, their expressions reflecting a deep respect for the ceremonial combat. As the duel commenced, Alit lunged at Novak with a powerful swipe of his claws. Novak dodged the attack with surprising agility, using his suit's advanced technology to enhance his reflexes. The human's movements were fluid and precise, each step calculated to avoid Alit's powerful strikes. The Croth commander's strikes were powerful but often wild, driven by his intense anger and frustration. Novak, on the other hand, used a combination of tactical maneuvering and strategic strikes. He aimed for Alit's weak spots, exploiting the gaps in the Croth warrior's defense. The duel was a fierce exchange of blows, with neither combatant gaining a clear advantage. Alit's frustration mounted as Novak continued to evade and counter his attacks. At one point, Novak used a grappling technique to bring Alit to the ground. The human admiral's combat suit emitted a series of tactical pulses, disrupting Alit's focus and causing him to lose his grip. The Croth commander rolled in anger, struggling to break free. Novak took advantage of the moment, delivering a series of precise strikes that forced Alit to retreat. Despite his setbacks, Alit refused to give up. He unleashed a barrage of powerful attacks, each one fueled by his desperation and pride. Novak matched his tenacity with skillful counterattacks, using his advanced suit to maintain his advantage. The ground shook with the intensity of their combat, and the arena echoed with the sounds of their struggle. As the duel continued, it became clear that Novak's tactical prowess and technological advantage were giving him the upper hand. Alit's movements grew increasingly erratic, driven by his frustration and anger. The Croth commander's attacks became more reckless, and Novak seized the opportunity to deliver a decisive blow. With a swift and well-placed strike, Novak incapacitated Alit, forcing him to the ground. The Croth commander lay defeated, his pride and strength shattered. Novak stood over him, his gaze reflecting a mixture of respect and relief. The duel was over, and the fate of the Croth Empire had been decided. As Novak extended a hand to Alit, he spoke with a tone of solemnity. "The battle is won, Commander. Your people have fought valiantly, but the time has come for peace. We will not seek further bloodshed." Alit's pride was wounded, but he accepted Novak's gesture with a nod of respect. The Croth commander's defeat marked the end of their aggressive campaign and the beginning of a new chapter in the galaxy's history. The humans had proven their strength and resilience, and the Croth Empire would have to adapt to this new reality. With the duel concluded, the two leaders exchanged a final, respectful nod. The humans had emerged victorious, but they understood the importance of forging a lasting peace. The galaxy was forever changed by this epic confrontation, and the lessons learned would resonate across the stars for years to come. The Galactic Council's reckoning. As the dust settled from the duel on Sorrows, the Kroth Empire faced an uncertain future. The Galactic Council, composed of representatives from various species, convened to address the unprecedented defeat of the once dominant Kroth. The council chamber was filled with representatives of different races, each murmuring about the implications of the recent events. Chairwoman Selene, a wise and respected leader of the Andromeda Alliance, called the meeting to order. Her gaze swept across the assembled delegates, noting the tension in the room. The fall of the Kroth Empire had shaken the delicate balance of power in the galaxy, and the Council needed to address the consequences. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, Selene began, we are gathered here to discuss the recent events and their impact on our collective future. The Kroth Empire, once a symbol of fear and dominance, has been overthrown by humanity. This development demands our attention and action. The room erupted into a chorus of voices, each delegate expressing their thoughts on the implications of humanity's victory. Some argued that the Kroth's defeat represented a shift in the power dynamics, while others saw it as an opportunity to reevaluate alliances and policies. One of the most vocal delegates was Varan, a representative of the Saran Dominion, known for his aggressive stance on interspecies relations. The fall of the Kroth has left a power vacuum. We must act swiftly to ensure that no single species, including humanity, gains unchecked dominance. The balance of power must be preserved. Another delegate, Thalia, a representative of the Zarnak Collective, urged caution. We must not let fear dictate our actions. Humanity has demonstrated remarkable resilience and capability. Rather than viewing them as a threat, we should consider how we can work together to build a more stable and cooperative galaxy. As the debate continued, Chairwoman Selene listened intently. The Council faced a complex dilemma: how to address the rise of a new power while maintaining peace and stability in the galaxy. The Kroth Empire's defeat had shifted the balance, and the Council needed to navigate this new reality with care. Selene called for a recess to allow the delegates to reflect on their positions. In private chambers, she met with Admiral Novak, who had been invited to represent humanity's interests in the Council. Novak's presence was a testament to humanity's growing influence and the need for open dialogue. Admiral Novak, Selene began, your people's victory over the Kroth has made a significant impact. The Council is divided on how to respond to this shift in power. What are your thoughts on the future of interspecies relations? Novak's expression was thoughtful as he considered the question. Our victory was hard-won, and we understand the implications it carries. Humanity does not seek to dominate or impose its will on others. We wish to foster cooperation and mutual respect. The galaxy has faced enough conflict, and we believe that working together is the key to a prosperous future. Selene nodded, appreciating Novak's diplomatic approach. Your words reflect a hopeful vision for the future. The Council will need to carefully consider its next steps to ensure that the balance of power is maintained and that all species can coexist peacefully. As the recess ended and the Council reconvened, the delegates were more reflective and measured in their discussions. The fall of the Kroth Empire had been a wake-up call, highlighting the need for a new approach to interspecies relations. The Council faced the challenge of adapting to this new reality and finding ways to build a more harmonious galaxy. The Galactic Council's decision would shape the future of the galaxy, and the role of humanity in this new era was yet to be fully defined. The Kroth's fall had marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, one that held the promise of cooperation and unity among the stars. Humanity's rise and the new order. In the aftermath of the Galactic Council's deliberations, the galaxy began to shift towards a new era of cooperation and diplomacy. Humanity, having demonstrated its strength and resilience, emerged as a significant player on the galactic stage. The once feared Kroth Empire was now a shadow of its former self, and the galaxy was left to grapple with the implications of this monumental change. Admiral Novak and his team worked tirelessly to establish diplomatic relations with other species and factions. The goal was to build a coalition of allies and foster a sense of unity among the diverse races of the galaxy. Humanity's rise had opened new opportunities for collaboration and mutual understanding. One of the first steps in this new era was the establishment of a joint interspecies task force. This task force, composed of representatives from various species, was designed to address common challenges and promote peaceful coexistence. It included diplomats, scientists, and military experts, all working together to tackle issues such as resource management, security, and technological advancement. Captain Allet, having been defeated in the duel and faced with the fall of his empire, was given a chance for redemption. The Galactic Council offered him a role in the new order, allowing him to use his knowledge and experience to contribute to the rebuilding efforts. Allet's acceptance of this role was seen as a significant gesture of goodwill and a step towards healing old wounds. The task force's first major project was the reconstruction of the Kroth homeworld, which had been devastated during the conflict. Human engineers and scientists collaborated with Kroth survivors to restore the planet and help them rebuild their society. The effort was a symbol of humanity's commitment to fostering positive change and repairing the damage caused by the war. As the task force worked on reconstruction, a series of diplomatic summits were held to address ongoing tensions and establish new alliances. The summits provided a platform for open dialogue and negotiation, allowing species with differing viewpoints to find common ground. The goal was to create a framework for future cooperation and ensure that conflicts could be resolved through diplomacy rather than warfare. One of the most important outcomes of these summits was the creation of the Galactic Peace Accord. This accord established guidelines for interspecies interactions, emphasizing respect, cooperation, and mutual benefit. It included provisions for conflict resolution, trade agreements, and joint scientific endeavors. The accord was signed by representatives of numerous species, marking a historic moment in the galaxy's history. Humanity's role in the new order was defined by its commitment to diplomacy and cooperation. The United Earth government, under the leadership of President Eleanor Thompson, took an active role in shaping the future of the galaxy. President Thompson's vision of a united and peaceful galaxy was reflected in humanity's diplomatic efforts and participation in the task force. The new order brought about a sense of optimism and hope. The galaxy was no longer defined by fear and conflict, but by a shared vision of progress and unity. Species that had once been adversaries were now working together towards common goals. The lessons learned from the conflict with the Kroth were applied to create a more inclusive and harmonious galactic society. As the years passed, the galaxy continued to evolve. The once feared predators had been overthrown, and a new era of collaboration and peace had begun. Humanity's rise had been a catalyst for change, and the galaxy was on a path towards a brighter and more interconnected future. The story of the Kroth's fall and humanity's rise became a legend, a reminder of the strength and resilience of the human spirit. It was a tale of overcoming adversity, forging new alliances, and shaping a new destiny for the galaxy. The legacy of this era would be remembered for generations to come, a testament to the power of unity and the enduring spirit of exploration and cooperation. Echoes of the past. In the wake of the Galactic Peace Accord, the galaxy experienced a period of relative calm and prosperity. The task force's efforts to rebuild and promote cooperation were met with success, and new alliances were formed. However, echoes of the past remained, and the memory of the Kroth conflict served as a reminder of the challenges that had been overcome. Humanity's involvement in the new order had solidified its position as a key player in galactic affairs. The United Earth government continued to work closely with other species, fostering relationships and promoting mutual interests. Despite the progress, there were still remnants of old grudges and unresolved issues that needed to be addressed. One of the most pressing concerns was the need to ensure that the mistakes of the past were not repeated. The task force had identified several areas where improvements could be made, including conflict resolution mechanisms and resource management. The goal was to create a more resilient and adaptable framework for addressing future challenges. To address these concerns, the Galactic Council established a series of special committees focused on specific issues. These committees were composed of representatives from various species, including experts in diplomacy, science, and technology. Their task was to develop new policies and strategies to prevent conflicts and promote stability. One such committee was dedicated to examining the legacy of the Kroth conflict. Its members included historians, diplomats, and survivors of the war. They conducted extensive research and interviews to understand the root causes of the conflict and identify lessons learned. The committee's findings were published in a comprehensive report, which highlighted the importance of communication, empathy, and understanding in resolving conflicts. It emphasized the need for transparency and cooperation in addressing grievances and managing disputes. The report served as a valuable resource for future diplomatic efforts and was incorporated into the training programs for new diplomats and leaders. As the galaxy continued to evolve, the legacy of the Kroth conflict remained a powerful reminder of the importance of unity and cooperation. The story of humanity's rise and the fall of the Kroth was recounted in schools, museums, and cultural institutions. It became a symbol of the potential for positive change and the power of collective action. In addition to addressing past conflicts, the new order also focused on exploring new frontiers and advancing scientific knowledge. Collaborative projects between species led to significant breakthroughs in technology, medicine, and space exploration. The spirit of discovery and innovation was embraced, and the galaxy embarked on a new era of exploration and progress. Humanity's contributions to these endeavors were significant. The United Earth government invested heavily in research and development, working alongside other species to push the boundaries of knowledge. The collaborative spirit of the new order fueled a sense of excitement and possibility, and the galaxy looked forward to a future filled with promise. As the years passed, the memory of the Kroth conflict gradually faded, replaced by a sense of hope and optimism. The galaxy had emerged from the shadows of its past and was moving towards a brighter future. The lessons learned from the conflict continued to guide the actions of leaders and diplomats, ensuring that the mistakes of the past would not be repeated. The story of humanity's rise and the fall of the Kroth was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of unity. It was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, progress could be achieved through collaboration and understanding. The echoes of the past served as a guide for the future, ensuring that the galaxy would continue to grow and thrive in an era of peace and cooperation. A new era begins. The galaxy had entered a new era of peace and collaboration, shaped by the lessons learned from the Kroth conflict. As the various species worked together to build a better future, the focus shifted towards celebrating their achievements and envisioning the possibilities of a united galaxy. Admiral Novak, now a respected leader and diplomat, continued to play a key role in fostering interspecies relations. His efforts had helped bridge the gap between humanity and other species, and his influence was felt throughout the galaxy. The collaborative projects and alliances that had been formed were a testament to his vision and dedication. One of the most significant developments in this new era was the establishment of the Galactic Unity Summit. This annual event brought together leaders, diplomats, and citizens from across the galaxy to discuss progress, share ideas, and celebrate achievements. The summit was a symbol of the galaxy's commitment to cooperation and mutual respect. The first Galactic Unity Summit was held on the neutral planet of Harmony, a symbol of the new era of peace. Delegates from various species gathered to participate in discussions, workshops, and cultural exchanges. The summit featured presentations on scientific advancements, joint projects, and diplomatic successes. During the summit, Admiral Novak addressed the assembly with a message of hope and unity. The path we have traveled has been marked by challenges and triumphs. We have proven that, despite our differences, we can achieve great things when we work together. This summit is a celebration of our shared accomplishments and a reminder of our commitment to a brighter future. The delegates applauded Novak's speech, and the atmosphere at the summit was one of optimism and excitement. The event featured performances by artists from different species, showcasing the rich cultural diversity of the galaxy. The celebrations were a testament to the vibrant and interconnected nature of the galactic community. In addition to the summit, new initiatives were launched to promote collaboration and understanding. Educational programs were established to teach future generations about the importance of diplomacy and cooperation. Joint research projects aim to address common challenges such as climate change, resource scarcity, and disease. The United Earth government continued to lead by example, investing in initiatives that promoted global and galactic well-being. President Eleanor Thompson's leadership was marked by a commitment to ethical governance and a focus on building strong relationships with other species. As the new era unfolded, the galaxy embraced a sense of shared purpose and possibility. The legacy of the Kroth conflict served as a reminder of the importance of unity and the power of collective action. The story of humanity's rise and the fall of the Kroth became a celebrated chapter in the galaxy's history, a symbol of the potential for positive change. The future of the galaxy was bright, and the possibilities were limitless. With a foundation of cooperation and respect, the galaxy was poised for a new era of exploration, discovery, and prosperity. The lessons learned from the past guided the actions of leaders and citizens alike, ensuring that the mistakes of the past would not be repeated. As the stars continued to shine brightly in the vast expanse of space, the galaxy looked forward to a future filled with hope and promise. The new era had begun, and it was a time of celebration, reflection, and anticipation for the exciting journey ahead.